haunted forest trip. In the heart of a dense forest, there stood an ancient and mysterious grove. They dared to venture there, for the tales that circulated about the grove were not for the faint of heart. Whispers of spirits that lurked in the trees and a sinister presence that hung heavy in the air kept people at bay. But for a group of teenagers, the allure of adventure was too strong to resist. For they had heard the stories of the haunted grove and its eerie inhabitants, but they were convinced that the tales were nothing more than superstition. With backpacks and sleeping bags in tow, the teens made their way into the forest, their footsteps muffled by the dense underbrush. As they trekked deeper into the woods, the sun began to set, casting an orange glow across the trees. They found a small clearing, and after setting up camp, they began to cook their dinner. The air was thick with the scent of pine and wood smoke, and the teens laughed and joked, feeling invincible youth. As the night grew darker, the teens huddled around the fire, trying to shake off their unease. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream coming from deep in the forest. They grabbed their flashlights and ran towards the sound, hoping to help whoever was in trouble. But when they reached the source of the scream, they found themselves face to face with a creature they could not comprehend. It was a tall, shadowy figure with piercing red eyes and long, dark fingers. It seemed to be both human and inhuman at the same time, and the teens were frozen in terror. The creature let out a bone-chilling laugh and lunged towards them. The teens ran back to their campsite, but the creature was hot on their heels. They could hear its heavy breathing and feel its hissy breath on the backs of their necks. Finally, they made it back to their tent and set themselves inside, hoping to hide from the monster. But the creature was too powerful. It ripped through the fabric with ease and dragged them out into the night. The next morning, search parties combed the forest looking for the missing teens, but they were never found. All that remained was their torn tent, the faint echo of their terrified screams. Some say the forest still echoes with their ghostly cries, a warning to all who dare to venture too deep into the unknown.